Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
This podcast is supported by FX's English Teacher. Last year's critically acclaimed series returns to follow Evan, Gwen, and Marky as they vie for their students' divided attention. See why Cosmopolitan called its premiere season a masterclass of comedy, while Glamour raved it's the year's funniest and most heartwarming new comedy series. FX's English Teacher. All new Thursdays on FX. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
Raise the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
There are a few certainties when it comes to filmmaking. Big robots are cool, and big giant monsters are cool. Throw in some rock'em sock'em action between the two and some collateral damage to nearby buildings, and you've got yourself a good time. Or do you? Find out as we attempt to see if Atlantic Rim is not that bad. Welcome one and all to It's Not That Bad, the podcast that looks for A grades in B movies. Hello to all of our listeners in Boden, Sweden, and around the world. How the heck are you guys doing? We are tackling a film that jumped on the bandwagon of actually one of my favorite films. So I'm coming at this with heightened curiosity, but also heightened trepidation, because we're talking about Atlantic Rim, which is the mockbuster to the Guillermo del Toro classic Pacific Rim. And here to join me in Mocktober, making his It's Not That Bad debut, Jay Macbeth is on the show. Jay, how you doing, man?
Oh, it's so good to be here, man. Love the podcast. God, tackled several of my favorite movies gone bad. So bad it's good, you know? So happy you invited me on.
Now, in fairness and in full disclosure, Jay and I do actually work together, and we often find ourselves talking about movies while we're at work, and Jay shares a shared love of all that is not great when it comes to cinema. So it made sense to bring Jay on and to throw him right into the deep end, kicking, screaming, and doggy paddling his way through the deep, deep waters of Mocktober. Now, when it comes to asylum films, this is kind of your bag, isn't it?
Actually, no, this is my first asylum film.
Wait, what?
It always was trauma.
Mm-hmm.
That it's so bad it's good. And then, just from word of mouth, I think the movie is called Sleeping Dogs Lying. That movie that Goldsmith, what was it? Bobcat.
Mm-hmm. Bobcat Goldthwait, yes.
That I remember that movie, and I was like, oh my God, that is so bad, it's good. And I've always had a passion for bad, it's good. Like John Waters. I'll never forget. Fan Expo 2011. I actually sprained my ankle and showed up with, and he said, "Oh my God, you poor soul! You waited that whole time in line. You should got a special treatment like those people at the airport." And to this day, I love what he signed. I have it. John Waters, Bad Role Models. I told to Jay, long live underground cinema, John Waters. And so I have a passion for bad movies.
Nice. Well, if this is your first Asylum film, I am both impressed and sorry at the same time. But this is what we do during Mocktober.
I'm not gonna lie, you put me through the ringer with this one. I got notes.
It can only get better from here?
I hope so, man. I hope so.
Well, let's not let the audience wait any longer because it is time to get into this film. But before we do...
Oh, we got to dive into it.
Oh, yeah.
It is something else.
Before we do, though, it is time to take Atlantic Rim and trailerize it.
On one side of the world, giant Jaegers fight giant kaiju. But in the more boring ocean, 3 CGI bots will fly around with weapons and beating up on weird water snake monsters. Kind of like what would happen if the fairies from Fairly Odd Parents went on a 3-day peyote bender in the desert, chugged back a keg of Red Bull, and started the purge on all their hallucinations. David Chokachi is Captain Waters, the douchiest douche who ever douched. He's gonna lock himself in a closet with a red light, while his girlfriend and his best friend jump each other in their identical safe rooms to save the day, even though they've had more to drink than you have trying to get through this film. It's a movie that will make you call up Pacific Rim Uprising and apologize for all the bad things you said about it. Pound back a shot for Atlantic Rim. Not rated because the critics blacked out.
Like, dude, I tried so hard the whole time. Oh my God. Like, you know what? Whoever, even if you did do the voiceover right there for the trailer, whoever did that got props. Because what a piece that movie is. You know what I mean? What a piece.
Oh, man. This is not the movie you want to watch during dry February because you're going to feel like you're going to need to catch up to some of these characters with the booze.
Oh, I'm not going to lie. Even there's some times, I'm like, okay, it has to be at least halfway over. Oh my God, it's only 13 minutes? What the hell's going on?
Yeah, this film took us for a long ride. Made even longer because I know for myself, I watched this on Tubi and it had commercials. Now, I'm fine with commercials on Tubi, but that just made the pain last longer.
It was worse. It made it so much worse.
Oh, man. All right, well, let's get into who is in this movie. The movie stars Graham Greene, David Chokachi, Treach, Jackie Moore, Nicole Dixon, Nicole Alexandra Shipley, and Stephen Marlowe. It's directed and the story is written by Jared Kahn. Now, Jared Kahn also stars in this film. He's the guy who plays Spitfire, the pilot who actually shoots the missile down the monster's throat. And yes, I actually said that sentence. The movie has a budget of $500,000. And of course, as most of these Asylum films do, they go straight to DVD or straight to streaming, which means that there is no box office. But the reason why we are here, and not just because it's Mocktober, it's the critics. Over at Rotten Tomatoes, this film has no official tomatometer, but has a popcorn meter of 10%. And if you thought that was bad, here's where it gets worse. Over at Letterboxd, this film has a score of 1.4 stars out of 5 for a score of 28%, which doesn't seem so bad. But then it's worse when you realize that if you actually sort all the movies on Letterboxd, every movie, sort it by lowest score first, this film is on the first page. It's not the lowest film on Letterboxd, We've already covered that when we did Dragon Ball Evolution. But
oh my God, I remember that. Like, I'm sorry, I just have to interrupt you for a sec. Whoa, a buddy of mine actually showed me that movie. What a piece of shit! Like, like, and he was one of those fanatic guys, right?
Yeah.
About the franchise. Oh no, I'm sorry. He even went he tried to leave, saying, "It was no, man, that was horrible."
Oh, and you know what the sad thing is? This is the interesting thing. So Dragon Ball Evolution has held the record for the lowest rated movie on Letterboxd for some time. However, the title could switch hands because the very next film on that list is 2025's War of the Worlds, starring Ice Cube, as released by Prime Video.
I heard about that one. Like, I want to watch it because
do you?
Hear so well. I do, because it's so. I love when a film gets so bad and they start criticizing that actor or whatnot, and I'm like, okay, Ice Cube, you started doing some family, I understand you want to break the gangsta rap image, but come on, man. Fire agent on that one.
I will say that, I mean, aside from his acting, because let's be honest, we're going to have to eventually talk about that film at some point.
Yep.
People aren't actually ripping on Ice Cube himself. The script is horrible. The plot is horrible. The production is horrible. The product placement is horrible. But at least people aren't taking it out on Ice Cube himself. So I'm glad to see that, because, I mean, I like Ice Cube. Yeah. I think he's pretty damn good. But, he's now straight out of Prime Video.
It's the idea, that Ice Cube's behind some that Orson Welles did on the radio that scared the hell out of people, that people were literally jumping out of their windows at times. Like, they literally thought this was happening, on the radio. And fast forward, 60, maybe 70 plus years, right?
Yeah.
And, it's different structure, it hit home at the time. It doesn't mean you have to redo it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Some things should be left alone. But let's get to the rest of the numbers here. Over at IMDb, the film sits at 1.7 stars out of 10 for a 17% score. And over at the movie database, it sits at 26%, giving this film the aggravated aggregate of 20.25%. Now, if this is your first Asylum film, you're jumping into the deep end here. You are taking one of those Asylum films that you have to sit there and go, that happened.
And also to find out, sorry, I got some notes here. I've written a lot of notes. Even we'll get to Graham Greene later on, but the guy's last name better than I. David
Chokachi.
Yeah, David was People Magazine's 50 most most beautiful people in the world in 97.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he was. Apparently, he was People's Magazine's 50 most beautiful people in 97. And I was like, but what did he do before that?
Well, it makes sense because, from 95 to 99, he's Cody
Baywatch.
On Baywatch. Yeah. So I get it. But what?
Yeah, exactly. I did not know he was on Baywatch. And the sad thing is, during COVID, I actually did watch. I don't know. It was on one of those free sites, and kind of want to know like why your parents always watched it like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, like apparently he took over the last 4 seasons. You know, as I forget who was let go, said he was going to send off.
So I guess he's the replacement, or like picking up the torch left by David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, wouldn't say David Hasselhoff, but someone like that caliber, close to him, right?
Well, I mean, if Jason Momoa can be on Baywatch, then why not, right?
No guff right there. Like, oh, you're definitely right.
Oh, man.
But that threw me for a loop, man. I was like, it's on the list of most beautiful people in People Magazine, 97.
How do you promote starring one of the former most beautiful men in the world? Like, huh?
Yeah, no, I think that year might have been Brad Pitt was that guy, or maybe Mel Gibson. It was one or the other.
Starring one of 50 people who were attractive about 2 decades ago. Okay.
Yeah. But I didn't realize that guy was 57 now. It was like, God, he was like in his 40s when he did this movie.
That doesn't make it better.
Cat,
That doesn't make it better.
But they always want to have a pretty guy,
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by The Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contrast. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
For a limited time at McDonald's, get a Big Mac extra value meal for $8. That means 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, and medium fries, and a drink. We may need to change that jingle.
Prices and participation may vary.
But let's get to the breakdown of the movie. And we start, of course, with David Chokachi, who plays Captain Waters, or as they affectionately known him as, Red. Probably because of the red light in his, room with his plumbers piping behind him. Your thoughts on Red?
Okay, my thoughts on Red. It's like the typical action guy that you would see in normal movies with Stallone, Schwarzenegger, but there's something about him that you like him, but you're like, every time he says a line, you're like, God, that's horrible. And I never saw his, Baywatch days of acting, so maybe he was always a terrible actor. I don't want to say actor, but maybe he was always a terrible actor. But you kind of like him,
Do you?
There's something about him that you're like, you're not. Oh, one of my favorite scenes is when he's in. Remember, he gets the medal.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of Charlie Sheen when his girl says, "How much have you drunk?" "Oh, don't worry about it." And I love how nonchalant they play that. And no, come dance with me. And I always thought that whole scene, they're dancing and you're seeing them cleaning up this rebel of he broke every rule, but I'm so proud of you.
I mean, here's the thing with this guy, with the character at least. This is nothing against David Chokachi. apparently 1997's 50th hottest man. Whatever. Still can't get over that, but weird. Anyways, there is nothing likable about this character at all. He's continuously drunk all the time. Even when he's in the brig, he's like, all right, we're gonna let you out of the brig so you can go to this party and get a medal, get drunk, and then you're going back at the brig. Huh? The scene where he's describing to his friends how he helped kill this monster. I'm like, dude, you sound drunk now. Like, the what? And there's that moment. And by the way, spoilers like a mofo. So, dear listeners, if you haven't watched Atlantic Rim yet, just listen to us. Save yourself, listen to us. But there's this moment where they're sitting in the bar, which looks like the same bar that was destroyed earlier in the movie, but is fine now. But I go on.
Oh my God. I was going to talk to you about that. Oh my God.
Yeah, there's some weird continuity in this film. But his friends, Green and Blue, Jim and Tracy, unveil that they kind of had a little fling. They kind of, got drunk and they kind of had a little kissy and they kind of maybe did a little bit more. But it's like, okay, so your girl and your best friend just revealed to you that they made out. And his response is, well, hell, I made out with all my brother's girls. That doesn't make you a likable character. That makes you worse.
Oh my God. I love that you brought that up because that was a line I actually wrote. I was like, who says that? like, actually, in reality, even if you had done it, who admits that?
Like, that's not going to make Tracy like you more. That's going to make her like you less.
And actually, one of my notes was, I was like, I think besides Graham, the girl that, and I actually looked her up, Jackie Moore, I thought she was pretty legit. And then all of a sudden there's a few scenes, maybe not.
I mean, yeah. And that's the thing. Let's talk about Jackie Moore, who played Tracy Hendricks. This is the blue bot pilot because the room is exactly the same. They just changed the lights. That's all they did. They went from red to blue to green. But the thing is, I liked her in the beginning of this film. I thought, okay, she's giving me that Harcourt vibe from like Peacemaker. I'm getting that kind of vibe from her. This is good. Let's go with that. And then they're like, okay, so there's a love triangle going on here. She's got a thing going on with Jim on the side, which I don't blame her because Red is a drunken show. So whatever, I understand that part. And I'm like, okay, so there's some complexity to these characters. And then Captain Water saves the day, right? He's got the monster. He's flying it up into space. Tony Stark styles from the Avengers. It's all good. He's going to save the day. And then the robot falls from space, lands on the other two robots. Don't worry, they're empty at this point. Lands on the other two robots, crashes from space to Earth. And he gets out like ain't no thing but a chicken wing. And she goes and kisses him. Even though he's been the absolute douche the entire movie. You completely negated any badassery for Tracy in that moment. Also, how was Waters not dead? Seriously.
That's one thing that threw me for a loop. I was like, you're in space. You're in space pushing this thing further and further away from Earth. But the blow sends you back to Earth. Like, that's what it looked like. And like, oh my God. I know there was only like, it's one of those type of movies that you're like, I love what Chris Rock said about the Blair Witch Project. That movie cost XYZ number of dollars to make. I can't remember the actual
it
number,
was low. It was low, yeah.
But where the hell did all the money go? And that's what I feel. And that was like, what, the MTV Movie Awards 1999, I think?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. that's how I feel when I watch some of these movies. Where the hell did the money go?
But I mean, here's the thing. Like, we have this emotional moment, right? Where Jim is confessing to his friend that this tryst has gone on, right? And then, of course, like, everything stops because they got they got to get to work, right? There's another monster coming. Okay, cool. You got to go save the day. It's fine. It's all good. And then, he falls from the sky. Somehow miraculously doesn't die. And then this whole love thing, even after Jim saved her, it's buried deeper than the woman's breast cancer on The Room. It's like, I definitely have breast cancer. And then it's never spoken of again.
No, you're so right, though. And the one thing that threw me for a loop is, okay, I got it written down here. Okay, during production, the script was rewritten 9 times because of weather. And I was like, really? Because some of it looked like green screen,
Oh, hell's yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Navy Air Station in Florida agreed for them to film there until I had ranking read the script, and then had to go to a helicopter airport, and it's served, and you see it.
Oh yeah,
several locations, and like even guys from Fangoria said it's a testament of why there aren't many action live giant robot versus monster movies.
Yeah. Oh, I don't doubt that they're hard to make because, I mean, I remember when we covered Robot Jox on this film, and I freaking love Robot Jox. That looked really, really good. And even to this day, that's a low budget 1990 movie. And even to this day, I can sit there and go, yeah, no, the robots don't look that bad. They're a little stiff, I get it, but they don't look that bad because they actually use practical effects. This is CGI. And I will say that the robot CGI doesn't actually look horrible in this. Trust me when I say there are some really, really bad CGI in many Asylum films, Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus, or really anything with a creature, or anything with an alien. The robots, and because they actually did mocap for this movie, which is probably where a lot of that $500,000 budget went to, in getting these robots to look good with proper mocap. Okay, cool. I can get behind that. But don't sacrifice plot and character. Even if you have, Captain Waters have his moment, right? That character arc moment as he's flying off into space, and he says, Jim, you take care of Tracy for me, thinking he's going to die. Even if he somehow miraculously survives, just let Jim and Tracy beat them, and then him take that moment to turn his own life around, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe I'm asking too much from an Asylum film, but I know there are some good Asylum films out there. Like, I remember last year when we did Mocktober, Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies is actually a decent film. The script, and I know that Thunder Levin is credited as a writer on this because I guess he did one of the rewrites. Thunder Levin is like one of the most notable writers for Asylum films. Sharknado came from Thunder Levin. Sharknado was fun as hell. This isn't fun at all.
Like, that's the difference between, I always go back to Evil Dead. No, they were trying to make the ultimate horror movie. Didn't turn out that way. People took it for a different approach. And I thought that was amazing. That people laughed at it, Didn't hate it, but they laughed at it. It wasn't the horror that I think Sam Raimi was trying to do at the time. You know what I mean? And then let's just top the sequel.
Yeah.
Army of Darkness. Let's top that. Like, it has some of the best one-liners. And it's bad and good at the same time.
Yeah.
That you won't leave saying that's a crap film. You will never leave saying, oh no, I had a horrible experience. This you would.
But that's the thing.
If I saw this in theaters, I'd want my money back.
The character of Ash is everything that we used to love about the Duke Nukem game.
Yes.
All the one-liners like,
yes.
Come get some. Yeah, that's why we liked the Army of Darkness and the Evil Dead series, because we already we were familiar with that kind of a character. Here, it reminds me a little bit of the very first film. Now keep in mind, we're over 200 episodes into this podcast. I'm bringing you back all the way to episode 1.
Dude, that's brilliant. I actually want to say to you, that's brilliant, man. Like that you have gone that far. Like, no, it's like, because you know what? People love hearing about bad films.
Oh, hells yeah.
You know, and it's insane, the market of it. Like, you know, and God, like, you know, the badder the film, the better the review sometimes.
Well, that's the funny thing. Like, we could sit here and wax nostalgic about the cinematography and the amazing acting of Oppenheimer as it delves you into the world of a critical moment in human history. And no, I want to talk about bad CGI robots beating up bad CGI monsters in a really bad film. And I'm going to have more fun talking about that. The problem, though, is when the movie is not fun. Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus, which was episode 1 of this podcast. Episode 1 is fun. Why? Debbie Gibson. 2 words, Debbie freaking Gibson. All right, she is the whole reason why that movie is so much fun, but it's actually not bad. Bad CGI aside, it's fun. Then they made Mega Shark versus Crocosaurus 1 year later with Urkel. Jalil White in Mega Shark versus Crocosaurus.
Urkel is in there?
Oh, hells yeah. But the problem is,
God,
his character is annoying as shit. Everyone's character in that film is annoying as shit. Like,
he pretty much played Urkel without putting on the glasses.
No, he tried to play it normal. That's the thing.
He can't do that.
He tried to play Lieutenant Terry McCormick. No, you're freaking Urkel. Make me laugh. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Give the man a script so he can have some fun with it, because these films shouldn't be taken seriously, because they're not by us.
The salary he got, it should be in the contract. You have to say, "Did I do that?"
I mean,
you know?
I can see why he wouldn't want to, though, because I mean that character one-liner that would be like, and as much as I would love Wallace Shawn to say "inconceivable" every time I see him on the screen, I'm sure he doesn't want to do that either.
Oh, not only that, he's like, if you want me to say that, that's an extra $100,000.
The budget just went up to 600,000. Yeah. Treach, who plays Jib. This is the Green Bot pilot. Your thoughts on him?
Okay, the one thing that threw me for a loop was just like, there was no indication that him and, you know, Tracy were doing anything. And then out of nowhere in the bar, I'm going to go take a piss. And it's like, oh, should we tell him? What? Like, there was no incline the whole time.
Actually, there was. Because you remember when Tracy and Waters went to that little medal ceremony party kind of thing, and she's like trying to leave drunk ass boy. So I'm gonna go check on Jim. I'm gonna go check on Jim. That is the only inclination that you have about that.
Maybe I kind of overthought that, being like, oh, he's doing the Red Cross stuff. Maybe I should go check on him. You know, meaning like we should be doing our part going there. right? That's what I was thinking. And then all of a sudden, like, when you saw them at the table, you're like, really? Okay, this kind of, you guys could have, but you're right. If that was the other subtle hint, it was kind of, like, not really there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people could see it, like you, and other people could see it like me and be like, oh, she just want to check on him because he's trying to help out with the wreckage. And you just want to party. Like, but then I thought it was so funny how when they're dancing, it cuts to wreckage and people cleaning it up.
The juxtaposition is so horrible.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Like, from an editing point of view, I was like, oh my God, what are you trying to say here?
They actually made Waters a worse human being for drunkenly dancing and celebrating with this girl while everyone else around the town is dead or dying.
But I also love how he broke every rule. But I'm proud of you.
Oh, Graham Greene. The thing with Jim, though, right? And I mean, I didn't mind him as Waters' buddy, because you know what? I mean, a douche like that character is probably going to have a very loud and obnoxious friend. And in that sense, I think Jim kind of matches. Also, you have to remember that Treach is a member of Naughty by Nature. He is down with OPP. Yeah, you know me. But the worst scene for Jim in this is the scene where he goes into the bar to find this little girl. Okay, cool. Okay, he's gonna be a hero. It's all good. And then he finds her.
Oh my God.
This is the cringiest dialogue. Like, I'm sorry, if anyone came into a bar, also, why is the girl in the bar while it's on fire? I don't know. Reasons. Okay. But if anyone tried to save a kid with those lines, that is some stranger danger dialogue right there. Like, girl, run.
Funny. I wrote that down. Like, I literally could not believe half the that was coming. And I was like, dude, this isn't To Catch Predator.
It started to feel like it. Like, you know how to play piggyback, girl? What? No, you're not making things better.
And then also, like, I've never seen someone piggyback someone out of a burning wreckage before it blows.
Also, why is she hiding behind the bar?
Oh,
is she getting her drink on while we're waiting for the world to collapse?
Like, the whole world's collapsing and she's Charlie Sheening it up behind the bar,
yeah.
you know?
and the other thing, yeah, Alexandra, one little cough. Yeah, no, he's not hearing that over the burning wood in the place. Oh, movie.
Oh, no kidding. Like there was it. Also, the father. The father made me laugh.
Mm.
Okay, that's great that you're standing outside the building just screaming her name.
But then, in a weird moment, so when the robots then fly off to New York, we assume that they're in a different town, right? Maybe some coast, somewhere that's not New York. Okay, cool. I can appreciate this. The robots can fly. They got jetpacks, whatever, right? And then they fly off, and then they cut back to like an earlier scene of the town, to someone dying on the street, and it's the father. And I'm like, wait, when did the father of the little girl die? Did Jim kill him? What's going on?
Actually, it's funny you say that, because that was one of my notes. I was like, okay, didn't we just see them in a weird slow-mo reunite? And then moments down the road, he's dead? Like,
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Like, and not only that, the amount of stock footage.
I mean, that's an Asylum signature though. Like I have no problem with an Asylum film using stock footage as, scene setters and establishing shots. Okay, cool. I get it. You're on a budget. I understand. I'm fine with it. And sometimes some of the stock footage they get is actually really quite good, but
it's actually better than some of the they film.
I know.
You know? It kind of throws you for a loop. You're like, okay, I know that's stock footage, but it works. What they're trying to do. But does it coincide with what they're trying to do?
No
That's
idea.
debatable. It's all like I guess it's like it's actually funny. A friend of mine, he actually knows a lot of Asylum films. He's like, "Oh, Jay, you're gonna have a field day with this." And I was like, I called him afterwards, and I was like, "You SOP."
He gave you no heads up, did he?
Oh no! And I said, "They're terrible." He said, "But that's what you like, right?" He's like, "You remember The Room?" And I said, "There's a difference between this and The Room when you consider bad movies."
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, I don't understand why this was even like. This company knows. They're like, "Oh, we're just putting it." But as long as we make money off of it, who cares?
Well, I mean, the other thing too is that, yes, the Asylum knows their market. They are the masters of mockbusters. This came out, I think it was like 3 or 4 days before Pacific Rim came out. So, they know what they're doing. And yes, there is this, segment of
you're
the...
right about that.
Oh, yeah. There's this segment of the population that loves to watch a less than stellar film because they are fun. For the most part, they are fun. Yes, The Room is the unicorn of all bad films. I completely appreciate that, right? There is only one room and there will only ever be one room. Thank God they never made a sequel. But the thing here is this.
Oh,
these
where
films,
Johnny lives?
Oh, but he's vampire. Johnny not dead. He's vampire.
It'd be like, what was that movie that Nicolas Cage did? Was a Vampire Kiss?
Oh, Renfield. Oh no, Vampire's Kiss. Yes.
Yeah. Where he's running down, he does the A B C D E F. like I would love Tommy to do that scene.
Oh, there's a video out there where Tommy Wiseau basically does like a Joker audition, and I'm like, I strangely want to see this in real life.
I remember that, man. I remember that, and I actually thought the same thing. I was like, you know what, Christopher Nolan, just even do it as a 15-minute short. I think that would have been. It would have been interesting. I don't know if it would have been good. I can't say it would have been good.
Man.
It would have been good for all the wrong reasons, probably.
You need Mark Hamill to host some reality show called Joker Idol and just have people come in and do their best Joker auditions.
Oh my God. And Tommy Wiseau and Paula Abdul are the only hosts.
Paula Abdul.
Yeah. And you already know, she was always drunk. So
No. Bring in Anne Hathaway. Have Catwoman judge it. Why not? Graham Greene, who played Admiral Hadley, the late, great Graham Greene, an absolute gem of an actor. And he's in this.
Yep.
Your thoughts?
You kidding me? The one first line that I wrote down is, okay, yeah, right here. Graham Greene, why? I wrote that first, and then you're worse than my grandchildren.
Oh, man.
That line made me laugh. And then also, I don't need a halo, for Christ's sake. Like, I was like, oh my. But my favorite part of Graham is he's such an intelligent like a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get us wrong. I love they're like, okay, we're gonna pay you to just look above at a screen the whole entire shoot. Because he's literally looking above at a television the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just makes me laugh. And you're right. He is so military monotone that you're like, dude, I've actually seen you do award-winning. Why are you doing this? And I know every actor, paycheck's a paycheck. Right?
Yeah.
But there's a part of me I'm like, did good portion of this budget go to him? Because you know what I mean, right? It just got for $500,000. You're like, okay, can I actually try to look up what his general salary was? And
I'd love to know.
The only thing I Google AI'd, $3,000 a week.
So they probably paid him for the week because it looks like that's all he did.
You could definitely tell that was shot with him only in a week.
Oh yeah, but
and the rest of the money went to the CGI. Yes.
I mean, yes, and there's some post-production elements. I mean, admittedly, the soundtrack sounded like it was 30-second loops through the whole thing. It felt like video game music. They'll just give you 2 minutes and they'll just loop it. But I mean, the Asylum is known for sometimes bringing in some decent actors to add a little bit of weight, even if they're not necessarily on the radar at the time. You take a look at a movie we covered during Mocktober last year, American Warships, which was a mockbuster of Battleship. And you had Carl Weathers in that film. And his entire job was to sit in a boardroom and sound important. And then Mario Van Peebles was doing all the other Mario Van Peebles stuff on the actual warship. But Carl Weathers was just in the situation room. And that's about it, which was basically like a boardroom with a TV that they wheeled in. So, I mean, you have decent actors in some of these roles. And yeah, sometimes they're just in it for the paycheck. And I don't hate that. Actors got to work. Actors got to work.
Got to eat, right? I feel it ruins their reputation when they're so notable in certain roles they've done. Then I'm like, why, man? Why would you do that, man? Did you read the script? Did your agent think it was good idea?
I don't think that this ruins Graham Greene's. I don't think you could ruin Graham Greene's reputation at all.
Neither do I. But you just wonder why.
I mean, I think the biggest problem with bringing in an actor like this is that the minute you have them cast in that role, take a look at that script and see what you can do to the script to lean into what the actor can do well. Graham Greene is a fantastic, at least was a fantastic actor, right? Let the man cook. Give him the ingredients to cook with. If you have someone of his caliber, put a little extra meat into the dialogue. Put a little extra, give him a little bit of direction. But he comes in and it's almost like they paid him for one emotion.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate.
Or I feel he was underpaid and he's like, no, I'm phoning it in.
And that's quite possible too. But I mean, we'll never know. We will never know.
Yeah. I know certain actors back in the day said, no, depending on scale, I'll phone it in. I'll give them as much as they want, but I won't go the extra mile. And that's where I'm like, I've met many actors throughout Toronto, and it's like, come on, dude. If you want to get that recognition, you got to give that a little extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
get it.
You're stuck.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you have to know the movie that you're in and sit there and go, okay, I'm just going to work for a week or two. And, you know, I guess that's kind of how it comes across.
You can't give weak sauce.
No.
When you're trying to get, like, if you want to, at any point in your life, get anywhere award status, no, you can't phone it in. And unfortunately, I love the B film actors. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't give. Hey, man, if they want a Razzie, like, I still love to this day, Freddie Got Fingered.
Tom Green.
Tom Green had a red carpet out for the Razzies. Had his own red carpet out. And he won 9 Razzies out of 11.
This doesn't surprise me in the slightest. I found it more applaud worthy that like Halle Berry came out and actually accepted her Razzie.
Oh, same with Sandra Bullock.
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
she did it too. Like, you know, and you're like, you know what? Props. But I always loved that Tom Green. It's like, no, he brought his own red carpet. Like, as stupid as it is, but the sad thing is, movies like this should get more recognition at the Razzies. You know, not what's hot. You know?
Yeah. I wonder if there's anyone out there who has an EGOT but with a Razzie. We need someone to get a REGOT.
Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast here to help you make the most of your summer with Michelob Ultra, a superior light beer worth playing for. Play for it with the guys when you're competing to see who can sink more birdies on the golf course, because winning tastes even better with Ultra on the line. Play for Ultra. Fill your fridge with Michelob Ultra this summer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Through the Starbucks College Achievement Plan, full and part-time Starbucks baristas receive 100% upfront college tuition coverage so they can focus on achieving their dreams, not how they'll pay for school. And those dreams might start with a degree in management, biochemistry, or any of the more than 150 offered. At Starbucks, benefits like college tuition coverage are just the start. Learn more at starbucks.com/partners.
Anyone can follow. It takes something special to be an original, which is why the 2025 Lincoln Navigator SUV arrives with new ways of surrounding you in luxury, including the ultra-wide 48-inch panoramic display and the multi-sensory Lincoln Rejuvenate experience. A true original never stops evolving. So meet the 2025 Navigator, the original that's all new and better than ever. Learn more at Lincoln.com. Lincoln and Navigator are trademarks of Ford or its affiliates.
Stephen Marlowe, who played Geis, the eye patch wearing, I guess, second in command of this. Your thoughts on him?
I'm glad you brought up the eye patch guy. Like, because I'm not going to lie, as soon as I saw him, I was like, I got to pay attention to this guy. Because no one wears an eye patch without being suspicious. And it just made me laugh that all of a sudden out of nowhere, he wanted to take orders. He was like, no, this is my mission. And like, he's like, I already talked to the president, and even him and Green's character being like, well, tell him to back down. I'm like, like stuff like that. It just made me laugh. I was like, I knew something was up with you. First of all, the way it was shot, like, why wouldn't you show his full face? Why is it always the side and you see the eye patch taking over most of his face?
Oh man!
I was like, kind of the shittiest way to reveal a bad guy.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, I always knew he was bad the moment I saw him. and I know we have that cinephile in us that we're like, okay, that guy's gonna be trouble. But like right away, I'm like, okay, that guy's the bad guy. He's gonna do something that's gonna screw everything up. You know, like just I was like, oh, it's like I'm sorry, unless you're blind like Ray Charles, like like you can see it. Like I'm not trying to be rude when I say that. Like you can see it.
Oh man, rule number 1. Okay, I don't care how cool you think it is. Eye patches are not cool. They're not. You are not Captain Jack Sparrow. You are a member of the military. But also with Geis. And this is
also not number 2 in Austin Powers. Yeah.
Why? And I'm putting this right on Stephen Marlowe. So I'm sorry, Stephen Marlowe, but I need to call this out. Why does it look like he's clenching so hard because he's prairie dogging? He looks like he's holding in a fart the entire time. He's like flexing his muscles the entire time like he's trying to be angry. Like, what is wrong with you, dude?
No kidding. The guy that directed the movie, who played Spitfire, like he loves this genre.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
For instance, like Little Dead Rotting Hood. The name, like I kind of want to see it just based off the name. Street Survivors: The True Story of the Lynyrd Skynyrd Plane Crash, which came out about 3 years ago. I'm very interested in that. But my favorite title he's ever done, Halloween Pussy Trap Kill Kill.
What?
I don't know why. That made me laugh so hard. Like yeah, Halloween Pussy Trap Kill Kill. And the front cover reminds me of oh man, like,
well, I mean, it's clearly
in my head.
It's clearly a spin-off of Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. So that makes total sense.
That's it. Oh, I'm sorry. It was on the tip of my head. And I was like, okay, what is that parodying of?
Oh, yeah.
And I remember I met, the trio at one of those fan expos of Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. And, oh, yeah, they definitely didn't look like they did back then, but it was so cool just hearing the stories they had to say.
Yeah.
About making the movie and whatnot. But it's funny when you look at what B films were and what they are now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he also wrote and directed the film Bound for the Asylum, which is a mockbuster of 50 Shades of Grey, which happened to stars Charisma Carpenter and Daniel Baldwin. Oh. The other Baldwin.
There's another Baldwin?
Yeah.
I thought it stopped at Billy.
But you know what, though? The funny thing about Jared Kahn and putting himself into the film is, I mean, I'm an avid reader. I'm an avid reader. And I've mentioned on the show before that I have a veritable library of books behind me when I'm recording. It's a lot. And I get through a few of them. One of my favorite authors of all time is Clive Cussler. This is the guy who wrote the books that the movies Sahara and Raise the Titanic were based on. His Dirk Pitt series is this long-running series, but he has this little signature. He actually writes himself into the book as a fictional character who occasionally runs into his main character, Dirk Pitt, and has some kind of little thing that's going to help Dirk save the day. And it's become a little bit of a signature. It was cute. It's fun. I don't mind it.
Kind of like
it's like Alfred Hitchcock, right?
Yeah.
Put himself in his own things. Why not?
Well, Kevin Smith did it all the time.
Well, right?
He just because originally a lot of people don't know it with Clerks. I don't know if you probably know it. He originally wrote Jeff Anderson's role for him, Randall.
Yeah.
You know? And then he was like, I can't do this. Like, I can't act. And like, that's why he passed the buck. He thought, hey, if this is a failure, I at least want to be in it.
Yeah.
And that's why he was Silent Bob.
And his most enduring character is the one he didn't write for himself, but the one that he took for himself.
But a lot of people, I don't know if you know this, and if you do, love you even more, Wes, was Jason Mewes was so, he couldn't act. Like, so there's a bar across the street. They get him up. So he would act. And that's why they kept it in when he's like, you know, my grandmother always said, what's a good plate with nothing? Oh, wait, no, I f***ed up. What's a good plate with nothing on it, right? And that was the line. He could not spew out that last line. He was so drunk. And that's why, you know, Silent Bob says it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, oh, man, that's kind of impactful and all that. And it's like, no, the guy just couldn't spew out the line himself. Wasn't supposed to be like that. He even said that. He's like, I was never supposed to give a one line. But then after he said Mallrats, we thought, oh, it should be a trademark. But then Chasing Amy changed everything when he told that story and talked for 3.5. I actually did the monologue in grade 11. And it was it was the final monologue. We had to do a final exam, right? Monologue. And my drama teacher told me to not say the word. He just you in that one moment, right?
Right.
He wanted me to change it.
What is this? TBS?
Oh, yeah, no kidding, right? I'll never forget. I did it without changing it, and I remember his face. I looked at him as soon as I said, "F*** you." Thought I was used, you know, like right there. He went from that to no. He gave me 97, you know, and he actually said to me, I was 17, I was 16 going on 17 at the time. Use that. When people tell you something, you got to choose the moments of when you go against that. This moment is right, but not every moment is. And I've always kept it because unfortunately he passed 2 years ago. You know, good, like he meant a lot to me, like, you know. But anyway, let's get back to the film.
Nicole Dixon, who played Dr. Margaret Adams. This is the scientist that's basically putting the field test before the safety in all of this. Your thoughts on her?
Her first line that killed me was, I don't need any more beads. It's like, I'm sorry, you're supposed to be a scientist or a doctor. I know Mardi Gras going on. What do you mean you don't need any more beads? Right? Like, that threw me for a loop. I was like, who would say that?
Also, I thought this was supposed to be Atlantic Rim. If we're dealing with Mardi Gras, aren't we in the Gulf of Mexico at this point?
No kidding. Like, at one point when I was like I actually had to look it up, man. I was like, Atlantic.
Nope.
Did you have Mardi Gras? No, that's more San Francisco and
New Orleans,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, New Orleans, and you're like, what the hell?
Geography was never the asylum's strong point.
But I'm sorry, it's so simple.
I mean,
like, we have the tools.
we have this thing called Google Earth. You can actually use it once in a while. The thing with the doctor, though, is that I actually didn't mind her performance in it. The script didn't really do her a lot of favors, but I don't mind her performance in it. Mainly because you have a character here who is so single-minded in the science and doesn't really think about the people. You know, it's not really stated as such, but the implication is there, and I don't think you need to hammer it home. So I actually didn't mind her in this. This script could have done her a few more favors.
Actually, you know what's really funny? I didn't mind her acting. I just didn't like her on screen.
I get that.
There's something about that actress that if I saw it, if I just heard it, I'd be fine with it, But like, I was like, no, you delivered good dialogue, but like, you're a horrible actress. Like, it was something like in between there, right, dude?
But I mean, how much of this does go back to the director, though? Because at some point, the director's got to sit there and say, no. Can we give this a little? Can we try this tone? Can we try this tone a little bit? Like with Graham Greene, you have someone who can give you whatever you ask of him. Maybe ask.
The sad thing is, okay, I've directed, student productions, right? And all that.
Yeah.
But you always give them the benefit of the doubt, do what they think it is, and then you put your 2 cents in. But you never say it.
I mean,
you never, because that will demolish an actor. If you say at any point, no, that would go again.
Well, I'm not saying say it. I'm saying give some direction.
But we all have seen guys direct people like, that shit, go again. And that's a horrible way to approach.
Oh yeah, hell's no.
My whole thing when I directed actors, I was like, wasn't what I wanted. I said, really good right now, but try it like this. Try it like that. They're really vulnerable people, actors, So you gotta take it with a grain of salt. You can't go in just slang away like Texas Chainsaw Massacre on their performance. You know what I mean?
Oh,
but
I'm not saying you had to tear it apart, but it's one of those things where maybe ask for a second take. And then I recognize that the asylum does run on a shoestring budget for some of these things, and maybe they don't have time for second takes and whatnot.
I actually looked it up. The average asylum movie, 3 takes. And I think that's even generous for a low budget movie. Because there's times even I'm looking at movies that are under 30 grand, bud. Like Clerks. Like, it was 2 takes and ran for 6 minutes straight. You know what I mean? No cut. And I remember a buddy of mine saying to me, he loves Kevin Smith's writing, hates his directing. And I've always put that in the back of my head. He was one guy that helped me with the Gigi doc, which I don't think you've ever seen, Wiz.
No, I haven't. No.
We won a couple of awards, and I was proud of it. But no, he always told me, less is better. And, we even try to do that with the doc, I know we're getting off topic. I'll I'll just talk to you for 2 more minutes about this, and then we'll go back. But man, it was pretty heavy, like all the we had to go through doing that doc and going to New Hampshire and all that. And we at least got to go to his grave before they took his grave away, his gravestone away. Gigi, and I don't condone. You've heard about Gigi Allen, obviously. I don't condone anything he did. He was a horrible, horrible human being. But when I was at his gravestone, I remember I said it to my cinematographer. He shot it with me the whole time in college. He went in live action. I stayed in documentary, and he said no. He had to fight to film it. He's like, no, me and Jay started this. We're finishing. It took us the whole 3 years, and because of problems with Gigi's brother owning pretty much everything of his estate. Which I'm sorry, Gigi is no Elvis. But I'm going to send you the doc, and I would like to know your take. Keep in mind, it is a student film.
Oh, hell's yeah.
I did it when I was like 18 to 20, right? But I already know it's probably better us reviewing this. Hopefully, I hope so.
Before we get to our MVPs, I want to point out something here, because I mentioned it earlier in the show. I openly wondered if there was anyone ever in the history of ever who has ever gotten the REGOT. That's an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. You got the EGOT. The REGOT would also include a Razzie. Guess what? There are 2 people who actually have a REGOT. Now, keep in mind, the EGOT itself is a very, very, very small group of people. Only 2 have the REGOT. The first one is Alan Menken, who actually received the Razzie for the song High Times, Hard Times from the movie musical Newsies in 1993. But the only actor who has the REGOT is Liza Minnelli. Her Razzie came in 1988 for Arthur II, On the Rocks, and Rent-A-Cop. There's your movie trivia for the day. I was really curious about that, because I'm sitting there going like, there's gotta be someone. I know the EGOT's a very, 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 elite group of people. Someone's got to have the REGOT. There's 2.
But I'm not gonna lie. It's like when you said Liza Minnelli, all I could think of is when I think it was in either season 1 or season 2 is South Park. We're going back 27 years ago. It was like,
make me feel old.
Who do you have famous now? Liza Minnelli? I remember Cartman doing that. Come on, guy. Like as they're brushing him off stage, right?
Oh man.
And that was years ago. Liza Minnelli, what is she even famous for now?
Well, I mean, being the only ever actor to get a REGOT, there's your fame right there, for sure.
Oh, there's fame right there, but I mean, recently.
Oh, no, not recently. But, I mean, Liza Minnelli definitely earned all her feathers back in the day, for sure.
Oh, I won't give that a benefit of doubt. It's kind of like Elizabeth Taylor. Like, she got her own feathers not all of them, but you know what I mean, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, and I remember my grandmother saying, "Oh, she isn't the best actress in the world." You know, but like different strokes for different folks. But no, going back to Pacific Rim, Jackie Moore. I will say this: I thought at times she was kind of one of the best actresses, and I know I'm not saying a lot. You know, there's times I was like, oh no, like that seems natural. That seems natural. Like certain things, obviously.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, no, the script didn't do her any favors whatsoever in this at all. Her performance started really good. Just the direction of the character based on the script didn't go well, but she wasn't bad in it.
oh no. And the sad thing, a buddy of mine just directed a Hallmark movie with her in it.
Oh wow.
And I was talking to him about being on this podcast and doing this movie. He's like, "Oh, it's funny you mentioned that. Jackie's in my movie." And he's like, "I just watched that like 3 days ago." And I was like, "What was your take?" It was
the movie is not great. It's one of those low tier asylum films. She's not bad in it for sure. She's actually my runner up MVP. No, she's my runner up MVP though. No, my MVP is actually someone we haven't talked about yet. Her name is Nicole Alexander Shipley. She plays Stone in this. So when they're all in the command central and Graham Greene's sitting there like screaming at screens that we can't see, it's like, I need this, I need this. There's a girl sitting there with a headphone on and she's kind of relaying the commands to the pilots that are in the bots. I liked her in this. It's a very small role. She's the one actor who feels like she's got a good grasp on what her character should be doing and does not need any direction whatsoever because she's delivering what that character should do. And she's in the whole movie. Like, it's a small role, but sometimes the support staff stands out amongst everyone else.
Well, it's actually funny you say that because I looked it up. It was only her second role. I think it's that actor mentality. Try the best you can. You know what I mean? Even though it's like, I'm sorry, you can't polish a turd. You know?
I mean, you can, but it gets messy after a while.
Yeah. But you know, Hollywood, they always like to polish it off.
Oh yeah.
But I gotta I do love these films but an actress can't take themselves seriously. And I felt she kind of was like, oh no, like this is make or break for me. I gotta be serious.
But it wasn't over the top though. It was on the money for what her character and the tonality of the film. I mean, this isn't a later Sharknado film. This is like the first Sharknado film, which tried to be an action adventure film and became the Asylum's unicorn, became that cultural phenomenon.
Kind of like Armageddon.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like that, you know, but Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis weren't part of it. You know?
I mean, this felt tonality-wise, this felt like Deep Impact script with an Armageddon kind of action to it.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, thank you so much for joining in on this, your first episode, but definitely not your last. And to you, our dear listeners, remember, we are still smack dab in the middle of Mocktober, And there is more to come. And oh, dear God, you are not ready for some of the movies that we're going to be talking about. But until next time, you guys know the drill. If there is a movie out there that you think is unfairly maligned or is so bad that there is no way in a displaced Mardi Gras that we can find anything good to say about it, hit us up on social media at NotThatBadcast or go to our website at NotThatBadcast.com. And remember to subscribe to the website because November is around the corner when we start our 7-week run going through the entire Police Academy franchise because every single movie qualifies. Dear God, help us out on this one. Until next time, he's Jay, I'm Jay, you guys are awesome. This is It's Not That Bad, a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.
This is Mark Shea from the Performance Anxiety Podcast on the Pantheon Podcast Network. We've teamed up with Teen Cancer America, the charity founded by Sir Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend of The Who, to bring you the most anticipated tribute album of the past 41 years. The Majesty of Rock is 35 of the best Spinal Tap cover songs you'll ever hear. You'll hear Spinal Tap songs done by Robert Hitchcock, Alan Johannes, members of Tool, Foo Fighters, Caius, Failure, Soul Asylum, and so many more. And every dollar raised goes to help teens and young adults diagnosed with cancer. This is a limited edition of 5,000 downloads, so go to teencanceramerica.org, check out the store, buy the album, and give teens and young adults the help they need.